Hi, I'm Jim. Welcome to Fifield Farm. Today we got a project here in the barn. The last time we used the backhoe, we sprung a leak on one of the swing cylinders. It's leaking right around the rod there. So I picked up a seal kit for it from John Deere. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. We'll get in here and get the hose taken off, and I believe it's only held on with 3 bolts. Yep, and disconnect the pin here on the rod. We'll take it into the shop and then we'll rebuild her. Well, we got that cylinder off, cleaned it all up. I can show you some of the problems. You see this seal is popped out. This is just a dust seal here, so the internal seal behind here is what blew, and that's probably why this got pushed out. There's still oil inside here, so sure. I'm machining away at my rod here. Wow. Not even a seal at this end, because this end doesn't have pressure. This is just a vent. The pressure's between the piston and on the rod end. there's the oil. Man, look at all these little parts in here. Not quite sure if that was in there first or if that was in there first. Oh boy. And I know that was on there. A little bit of rust in there. And that had some Loctite in it. Blue Loctite. Okay, so that had to bubble down. Oh, they're all stacked. Oh, I see. Oh, they're all stacked together here. Wow. 1, 2. There's 5 of them. 5 of them that looked all stacked together. Gotta get this guy out of here. This looks like it's got a lip seal on it. And that would make sense. You would want the lip pointing that way. The hydraulic pressure is between here and this. So as the pressure builds, actually this isn't a lip. This is just a wiper seal. All right. It must be all these here that. Now I know there's that's those there. Only thing I don't know is which way that went. That was between here and there. Gotta figure that one out. This here Boy, they really have. These are all zipped together. Last one's a big guy. Well, you see some corrosion on here. You got some rust right there. Potential water laid in the bottom of that cylinder, and I'm sure if you looked at the orientation of that, that was at the bottom. So we want to check out our cylinder. Make sure we don't have no rust in our cylinder. Yep. There is a little bit of rust in the cylinder. With that passing by that rust, it would have tore up the seals. I don't know if you'd be able to see that or not. If I point it out. Right at the end of the screwdriver, right in this area. You see the rust. No, it's not bad. And I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, and we're gonna put it back together. But it's right in the center of the cylinder. I can't actually get my finger in there to feel it. There are some lines in here. Very minute though. My most concern would be that rust surface. And that kind of makes sense because it matches that. Change your hydraulic fluid. Get that condensation out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this stuff and get ready to put her back together again. Ring off of there. Oh, we still got to pull this off of here. That rod looks really good shape, actually. I don't see any wear. Hardly any wear. This machine doesn't have very many hours on it. Problem with it is it's 25 years old. So, and who knows? I'm sure backhoes sit more than they get used, especially this one is a quick disconnect one, so it's not always on the tractor, only when you need it. So somewhere in here, really I'm surprised. Oh, I see. I see the seals. We know this one was bad. I showed you that picture earlier. And this is like a wiper seal. This is just to keep the dirt from going back into the cylinder. And then we have other seals in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, this seal is totally trashed in here, and that's what happened. It wasn't the piston seal that went. It was the rod seal that went. It's crunchy and it's falling apart. I gotta figure out how that comes apart. Definitely some water intrusion issues here. It's a lot of rust inside here. Well, I've owned the backhoe for 4 years now, and unless it gets caught in a rainstorm, it won't be seeing too much water. Maybe when it gets washed. I gotta figure out how that seal works. We gotta get this rust cleaned up out of this recess here for the seals. Must have been a lot of moisture in there. I got this little Dremel tool with a little wire brush on it. It's cleaned up pretty good in there. This part here is the O-ring seat. I want to make sure that's nice and clean. I know it's hard to. There's that secondary groove in there where the main seal sits. This here is for the dust seal. I find it funny that this end plate has no seal. Granted, it is just a vent end. It does have the vent here. But rain, mud, water that lands on here is just gonna find its way in. You would think. Steel to steel. I don't see too much evidence of it though, but I guess if it's tight, it's okay. All right, now we've got that rust in the cylinder we got to deal with. Might be able to get my Dremel tool down in there. I think that'll do it. Okay, I think we're ready to start reassembling. I got a little bit of hydraulic oil here. Lube everything up a little bit. You want to use the same oil that the machine runs with. No cross-contamination. At least that's what I think. Okay, the fun part's going to be getting this seal. I do have an exploded view. We can see what goes where. There again, there's a lip on here. We don't want that lip facing the pressure, so pressure is coming from this side. So we want this seal, the lips down. Now this will be interesting, trying to get these in. They do make a tool. That actually collapses it, and then you can drop it in. But I don't have one of those tools, so we're just going to see. Boy, this is going to be a problem. You put something in the bottom, keep it from going too far, then maybe. It's amazing that that fits in there. Wonder if you heat this up a little bit and make it mushy. No, people on the channel are probably saying, yeah. I know you hydraulic cylinder rebuilders out there are laughing. And man, you ain't never gonna get that in there. And you might be right. I know I used to rebuild cylinders at work. They say to crush it like a kidney shape. Man, is this thing stiff. I can't even get it like a kidney. Oh, don't want to lose that O-ring out of the inside. Hot water. Yeah. Hot water, I think. Hate to grab this with any kind of pliers because you nick it, now you just ruin the seal. Alright, I gotta heat this up somehow. I lost my mic at this point. I was able to get the seal in, but unfortunately the O-ring that's inside the seal, part of it squished out. and I couldn't get it back in, so I had to remove the whole seal, and that was very difficult without damaging it. It's $125 for a seal kit, and I wanted to make sure I got it back out, and I did. I was able to get the O-ring back in place. That was a fiasco. I was able to get it back out without wrecking it. Couple more tries, I got it in there. I actually took the needle nose pliers and twisted the seal inward to make it smaller diameter, and I got it to fall in there. So got the dust seal on, and we're ready to put the cylinder on. I got some glue ball in here. I believe this guy goes next. Let's follow my diagram here. Don't want to have to put it all back together. Wrong way. So, yeah, and then this guy. Some lube on it. More lube. I think I already lubed it up. That'll center our rod in there. Problem with rubber gloves is, got my gloves stuck. Oh boy. Well, now I gotta take it apart and get the rubber out of there. There it is. Technically, I guess I could do it this way and then slide the cylinder off. I took it apart the opposite way, but I guess I could do it this way. I got this little O-ring in here. What bothers me is there's this extra ring here. And of course, it doesn't show. But what I guess I could do is, I know that was like that. Let's see how they, oh yeah, it was stacked up like that. So, that don't make any sense, because that's going to be higher than that, and that little O-ring in there will blow out. Unless that compresses down that tight. It must, when you tighten it up. How would I know? I don't know. How would I know? You know, there was Loctite on here. That's the problem. And I'm glad I saw that, because we have to put some Loctite back on there. That must compress when you tighten that down. All right, blue Loctite. Medium strength. And put a little dab of do ya. Okay. As long as I get it started. And I think last time I used this pin in here. Wow. Holy mackerel. I don't know, but that worked. I don't know how the hydraulic pressure can move it. But anyway, there's that in a nutshell. Well, I lost my mic again, but after several attempts to get this lined up, I did find the threads were full of enough junk that I had to use a little die grinder to clean them up with a little wire brush in it, which works really well. And got it all tightened up and ready to install back on the backhoe. Well, we got the cylinder put back on the backhoe. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of that happening. We had to get the backhoe off the tractor. We needed that cylinder on there so that we could use the tractor for baling hay. It came out all right. No oil leaks. That was the goal, I guess. Got her all back tucked away in there. She moves good. Well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Go ahead and hit that like button and please subscribe. You have a nice day.